President Trump's recent tariff announcement has sent shockwaves through the global economy. These tariffs affecting goods from over 100 countries are poised to hit American consumers hard. The administration argues that these tariffs are necessary to protect American jobs and reduce the trade deficit. However, economists warn of a steep price tag for ordinary Americans. The tariffs will directly increase the cost of imported goods. From everyday essentials like clothing and electronics to industrial components, prices are expected to rise. Economists estimate that a 10% tariff will translate to a 2.5% increase in consumer prices. This means that a typical American household could see their expenses rise significantly. The tariff's inflationary impact is a major concern. As prices rise, the purchasing power of American consumers will erode. This could lead to a decrease in consumer spending, further slowing down the economy. The Federal Reserve may be forced to raise interest rates to combat inflation, potentially hindering economic growth. The administration's claim that these tariffs will protect American jobs is questionable. While some sectors might see a temporary boost, the overall impact on employment is likely to be negative. As businesses face higher costs for imported inputs, they may be forced to cut jobs or raise prices, further hurting consumers. The uncertainty surrounding the tariffs is already casting a shadow on the economy. Businesses are wary of investing and expanding, fearing further escalation of trade tensions. This hesitancy is translating into reduced business investment, a key driver of economic growth. Consumers, faced with rising prices and economic uncertainty, are also likely to tighten their belts. The anticipated increase in the cost of living, coupled with concerns about job security, is likely to dampen consumer spending. This reduction in consumption could have a ripple effect across various sectors of the economy. The automotive industry, heavily reliant on global supply chains, is already feeling the pinch. Several manufacturers have announced production cuts and price hikes in response to the tariffs on imported parts. This disruption in the auto industry could lead to job losses and reduced economic activity in related sectors. The retail sector is also bracing for impact. Major retailers heavily dependent on imported goods are warning of price increases. Consumers can expect to pay more for everything from clothing and footwear to electronics and appliances. This could further dampen consumer spending, pushing the economy towards a slowdown. The tariffs are not just an American problem, they are disrupting global supply chains. These intricate networks of suppliers, manufacturers, and distributors have evolved over decades to deliver goods efficiently. The tariffs threaten to unravel these complex systems, causing chaos and inefficiency. For American businesses, the tariffs mean higher costs for imported components and raw materials. This will increase production costs, making American goods less competitive in the global market. Additionally, disruptions in the supply of critical components could lead to production delays and lost business. The tariffs have also angered America's trading partners, prompting threats of retaliation. The European Union, Canada, and China have all announced plans to impose retaliatory tariffs on American goods. This tit-for-tat escalation could spiral into a full-blown trade war, with devastating consequences for the global economy. The tariffs' impact on developing countries is a major concern. Many developing economies rely heavily on exports to the United States. The tariffs threaten to disrupt their economies, potentially leading to job losses and economic instability. This could have far-reaching consequences, impacting global poverty reduction efforts and political stability. Section 4. Retaliation and Escalation, the Specter of a Trade War. The international community has responded to President Trump's tariff announcement with a mix of condemnation and apprehension. Key trading partners including Canada, Mexico, China, and the European Union have denounced the tariffs as protectionist and harmful to the global trading system. Retaliatory measures have been swift. The European Union has threatened tariffs on a range of American goods, from iconic Harley-Davidson motorcycles to Kentucky bourbon. China has targeted American agricultural products, a move aimed at exerting political pressure on President Trump's support base. This tit-for-tat exchange of tariffs has raised the specter of a global trade war. Economists warn that such a scenario would be disastrous, leading to higher prices for consumers, disruptions to global supply chains, and a slowdown in economic growth. The tariffs also undermine the rules-based multilateral trading system that has underpinned global prosperity for decades. By acting unilaterally and resorting to protectionist measures, the United States risks eroding trust and cooperation among nations. This could lead to a fragmentation of the global trading system, with countries forming regional blocs and engaging in tit-for-tat tariff wars. Section 5. A global economic slowdown, long-term consequences loom. President Trump's tariffs extend beyond immediate price increases, generating uncertainty and disrupting global supply chains. The IMF warns that tariffs could significantly reduce global economic growth. Tariffs hurt businesses, disrupt supply chains, and dampen investment. Developing countries could be disproportionately impacted, increasing global inequality. Tariffs threaten American competitiveness by reducing innovation incentives. This could slow technological advancement and reduce competitiveness. The tariffs pose a significant risk to the global economy, potentially triggering a slowdown.